Cześć. Zapraszam Was na drugą część mojej rozmowy z Harvey'em Brooksem. Tym razem Harvey opowiedział mi o swojej współpracy z zespołem The Doors, z którym to nagrał album Soft Parade. Niełatwy album dla zespołu do nagrania. A dlaczego, dowiecie się za chwilę. Poza tym Harvey opowiedział mi o antywojennej demonstracji w Nowym Jorku, gdzie wystąpił John Lennon i Yoko Ono, a Harvey akompaniował im na basie. Wspomnieliśmy również o słynnym jam session, które odbyło się w Greenwich Village w 1968 roku, w marcu 1968 roku, a uczestniczyli w nim poza Harvey'em Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison i Jimi Hendrix, czyli słynni muzycy tak zwanego klubu 27. Harvey opowiedział także o działalności zespołu Electric Flag, która niestety trwała krótko, a w której spotkało się kilka indywidualności muzycznych. Poza tym opowiedział mi o swojej potencjalnej współpracy z supergrupą Crosby, Still Nash, która niestety nie doszła do skutku, a dlaczego też się również za chwilę o tym dowiecie. Zachęcam Was również do subskrybowania mojego kanału. Dzięki temu będziecie na bieżąco z nowymi materiałami, które pojawią się wkrótce, wywiadami z legendami rocka. Zatem przed Wami Harvey Brooks.
Playing in bands, which is quite different than session work. There's a lot more ego involved. There's a lot more opportunity to be a creative. And also, there's a lot of opportunities to get in stupid situations and intelligent thought gets thrown out the window for ego or for selfishness or, I want it all. You guys just help me. I'm the guy. That comes with some of it. I think it's a little different now. The way the bands still operate the same. They'll always be. But the business of it has just really changed.
Yeah.
So I don't really recognize it. I don't miss it. But I know enough people who think about what they're doing in the context of what's going on in the world. How does that apply to me? Do I speak for myself? But that's really all. It's only valuable if you speak for yourself and you say something that people can want to understand. Yeah, my wife's a good listen on that. She, when I go off rambling into inertia, she won't let me go. She say, "What?" But this is a good thing.
We talk about Electric Flag.
Yep.
There was a lot of, I can say, big egos there, also characters like Buddy Miles, like Mike Bloomfield. These two, had there been any crashes between them, any conflicts within the band when you have such individuals?
Yeah. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about that. It's about everybody wanting to make it okay so we can play and do the job, make the money, make the music. In that scenario, it's making money, making music. Or if it's really cool, it's making music and money. It gets so intense sometimes that, people will not talk to each other. They go on the stage and they play. They come off the stage. Buddy Miles was a nice kid from Omaha, Nebraska, who turned into a drug maniac. Got incarcerated for, burglary and drug this and all this stuff. Bloomfield got caught up in, his things. I can't sleep.
Mhm.
I can't sleep, so I gotta shoot this or I gotta shoot that. It's a shame, how many people died at 27 years old.
Mhm.
Uh, but a lot of great music came out of it from one point of view.
Mhm.
It was very creative in terms of what was available. It was all based on European music, kind of. The chords and what made it interesting when you added music from other countries. Those influences made the American pop music a lot better.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know that the English influence was that different, but the English difference was good.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, Greek music, African, all kinds of African music, rhythms and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, the world's a huge place, and if your mind is open enough and you can take it in without getting in the way of it, it's a good thing. But the ego stuff and the greed that comes with success, it's everybody.
Mhm.
Nobody escapes that. It's it's
Mhm.
it's part of it's part of who we are.
Mhm. So I think that's why Electric Flag disbanded and it hadn't lasted so long, yeah? Also.
It had a little help from heroin.
Yeah.
Heroin helped it right along, and it would have and could have. It was the first horn R&B jazz band
Mhm.
influenced by R&B jazz, but couldn't do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Bloomfield had to quit because Buddy was driving him crazy, and he couldn't sleep on the road, and you know, and these guys they get into this place where, um, like Bloomfield on Cooper's Super Session album.
Mhm.
The second day, he left in the morning without telling anybody
Mhm.
because he couldn't sleep.
Mhm.
How inconsiderate is that? You know, it really is. However, Cooper did a smart thing. He got Stephen Stills, and that made A side incredible and B side incredible.
Mhm.
So you would say it was destined to be, and what made that album the success it was.
As you talk also about Steven Stills, last time we talked, you say something about that you uh, were also planned to be in the
Oh,
Crosby, Stills and
Crosby,
Nash.
Stills, and Nash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Harris was the arranger who did the horns and strings on
Mhm.
Touch Me and that whole album. Um, so we were told one thing in Los Angeles while we were floating in Cass Elliott's pool. They were putting this band together, and I was supposed to be an equal band member.
Mhm.
And we went to Sag Harbor, New York to rehearse for album and for tours. And I found out that that was not the setup. And I was also told that my playing was too good for the band.
Mhm.
And I can almost understand that because when I come to play, I come to play what
Mhm.
I play. And if you're, clear enough to get through to me, I'll play what you, a combination of that. Um, so what happens is if I'm playing too much or I'm playing too strong or I'm getting in the way of the vocal and that's what they're making it out to be. Well, they certainly were successful with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that they were wrong, but I think they could have been a lot better contextually.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You know, it's as many times as um, it works out. It's just it's the way it goes. And
Mm-hmm.
so I went from there. I went to New York and to what was to become Soho, and became a producer at Columbia Records,
Mm-hmm.
and produced a guy named John Hall, a bunch of other people. And then I left to join a band because I wanted to be in the band,
Mm-hmm.
which was a mistake. Again. Um, so it's all good. The Crosby, Stills and Nash were interesting because they really created that vocal sound, which really led through Woodstock, it was really a good time. I did an album with Cass Elliot
Yeah.
that uh, was a really good album.
On that album, I think it was her most popular album solo. He hadn't done many, but anyway, there was Dream a Little Dream. Yeah, this
Right.
you also record. So I don't know. There was a bass parts on it. I think.
That was not me. The bass player on Dream a Little Dream, great bass player, I don't remember his name.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could remember, I would tell you. Um, he's really good. He's been a guy that's been around there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting down next to me in the session um, was Ricky Nelson's guitar player, um, who then became Elvis's guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
And just to be next to these guys, he told me this. He said, I do this thing on the banjo, and I tune it like a guitar. And I said, wow, I always wondered how you did that. That was it.
I have now this album. Check the credits. I think you talk about James Barton, the guitar player for Elvis Presley. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
that guy. Yeah.
James, yeah,
Uh, and the bass player you talk about is Joe Osborne.
yeah, Joe Osborne.
Yeah.
Really good. These guys are really good.
Yeah, he's from Wrecking Crew, I guess. I guess he play on this session players band Wrecking Crew. Yeah.
Yeah. When I got the call for Seals and Croft, and I came out to L.A., it was all those guys. I
Mm-hmm.
was the only New Yorker,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was great. They played so well, and we blended in really good. Then I went back after that. I had this band called the Rhinestones,
Yeah.
which was a great band. Couldn't get off the ground.
This fabulous Rhinestones. Yeah, that's the name of the band. Musically, it's closest to your, I guess, favorite music because there is soul, blues,
Yeah,
punk
it was
rock.
all of it. It
Yeah,
was all of it.
that's
If you get a
kind of
chance
stuff.
to listen to it,
Yeah,
it's worth it.
you record few albums, I think three albums. Yeah,
Yeah, three
albums.
albums.
Also with this fabulous Rhinestones, you played uh, on the anti-war demonstration in New York alongside John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
That was great. I mean, it was sort of like we were like dressing up for them. It gave them a band. It was great. I mean, it's easy to play good with John Lennon because he's not very complicated, but
Mhm.
it's all idea. So It was nice. I think we were singing "Give Peace a Chance,"
Hmm.
as I recollect.
Hmm.
It was very cool.
So it was nice memory, as you said, yeah.
Yeah,
With,
and the thing is, when we were finished and John was walking off the stage, uh, I said, "John, we should do this again." He went, "Yeah, right." He was gone.
that's John Lennon. Yes, generally, when I'm looking at your albums that you recorded, there are mainly folk, I can say, because in the 60s, beginning on 70s in the States, it was very popular kind of music. So there was a money, I can say, yeah, to
Yeah.
record with artists, yeah. So that's why. But folk generally is very near to your heart. You like that kind of music, yeah. It's
Yeah. I don't like it that much to play
yeah.
anymore. I mean, although it's fun, but I kind of went into another place now with the music. Should be uh, not not so simple,
Hmm.
but in a simple structure.
Hmm.
You more going on in a lot of space.
Hmm.
Uh, and that's kind of. I write a lot of things on the piano for that reason because I can just, it's almost like an orchestra. You just can
Hmm.
move it, the harmony and the inversions. Um, but yeah, folk. Well, I was one of the people that converted folk into folk rock. So a lot of serious folkers hate me for putting the electric bass in there. Um, but too bad, you know. Um, yeah, and the rest of it is John Sebastian, a bunch of stuff with John Sebastian, who's a really good friend of mine, a great guy. So there's all this stuff over the years, and it's what I do, and I still do that. And sometimes it's visible, sometimes it's not.
Hmm.
Sometimes I'm gone for a while and then I come back.
Hmm.
It's all good.
I also like to ask about this the Doors album. We talked also about it last time
Yep.
because you say that somehow you help the Doors to find their direction in music on the soft rate. Yeah, you
Yeah.
help them, support them with finding the right way to record this album.
Well, the story is that um, Paul Rothschild, their producer, called me up and said, "Look, the guys are stuck. Um, I want to try something different." And they talked about it and came up with adding string section and me on bass. John Densmore, the drummer, he likes my playing because I play behind the beat
Mhm.
generally. That's my home. Um, and so we started. They were going through ego problems and business problems, and at that time, Jim was in I think London or France, um, and didn't want to come back. He didn't want to. He was mad that they made a business deal without him. He
Mhm.
was not happy with that. So I'd be at the studio at 1, and they would splinter in during the afternoon, and we'd come together, and maybe there'd be a couple of ideas, and I helped them take one idea and build a bridge to connect with another idea.
Mhm.
So what I was doing was pulling that, connecting them through a bridge
Mhm.
that was literally just set up to take this feeling to this next place.
Mhm.
And so a good part of the album, I played on most of the album. Um, and Jim would come in and sing after. You know, he would listen to what they were doing, um, still mad at them, and usually it took him daylight time, I mean, into the nighttime, to be in a mood to actually try it. He didn't like some of the songs. He felt they were too this or that. And and then Robbie would say, well, you know, write something better. And so eventually, you know, we got the things together. And Robbie, who's a really talented guitar player and songwriter, he loved my bass line on Touch Me. You know, and
Mhm.
it's like a basic bass line, um, based on Cleaner Than Dirt and the ending of the
Mhm.
song. Um, so I was able to politically help it move along, and then in reality, um, play the parts. And Paul and I had a meeting where, you know, the lines that I'm playing, I should be leaving him space to
Mhm.
put stuff in.
Mhm.
So it was kind of a collaboration between us to leave the space. You know, here's the vocal, here's the chords, here's the bottom, the bass, and in between, things need to be in there to perpetuate and help the harmony and help the feeling.
Mhm. Mhm.
Paul's a monster. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore. Love you, Paul.
Mm. You also play with them the concert, yeah. So the only concert that they did with the bass player, yeah.
Of course.
Doors, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
there's actually two.
Two,
The
two concerts, yeah.
the was it in L.A. the Forum and
Hmm.
Madison Square Garden in New
Yeah,
York. I played some good concerts,
yeah.
but you know, not so many that I became jaded.
Hmm.
You know, I still got room for a few more. So
As we're talking about also jam sessions, because you also participated in many great jam sessions with great musicians, like, of course, with Mike Bloomfield, with Jimi Hendrix, with the one that's not so good with Jim Morrison.
oh, and Janis, yeah, that was
With
insane.
Janis, yeah, you can say something more about this jam session with Janis, of course. Yeah, it's would like to listen to it. I haven't
Well, I
heard
don't
it.
know if you'd like to listen to it, but you know,
Okay, but can you say something more about circumstances of this
yeah,
jam session with Janis
uh,
Joplin, for example? Yeah.
yeah, you know, we were all in Greenwich Village in New York. Janis was playing one place, Electric Flag was playing another place, and Paul and drummer Wells Kelly and I all lived in this loft down in Soho, um, which was not Soho then, but it became Soho. And well, we were hanging out, and I got a call from Janice saying that they were at this bar. Did we want to come over? You know,
Mhm.
I mean, there was some business going on as well. But you know, we came over there and said, Janice, this is nuts here. Come downtown and we'll do some playing. So we go down and we're playing a lot of Otis songs. We're playing James Brown songs, and Janice is screaming her head off, and Morrison is groveling on his knees, just rolling, or you know, what can you say?
Mhm.
But the guy, he knew how to have a good time, but not me, thank you. But you know, it adds color to his story. You know, and in those days, you know, we had the elevators. We were up on the fifth floor, and the elevators had these big cables, And you pull the cable and the elevator goes up. It's a big winding thing. And we went up there to try a little different things because we had organ and we had a lot of instrumentation up there. And it was great, but it got old pretty fast because everybody was getting drunk. It was a time when, getting drunk and getting messed up was actually a criteria. Phew. It's still like that somehow. I don't know, but not in my life. Thank you.
As we're talking about the jam session, the best one that you remember, the longest one, the best one that you were involved in, and it was such an incredible that you play, I don't know, all night till the morning. And do you recall? Can you recall such jam session, such
Um,
incredible jam session that maybe with Hendrix?
I was going to say the closest one to that was at the Agogo one night with Jimmy and Buddy Miles on drums and some other folks, and
Mhm.
it started at about 11 and went till about 4.
Ah,
Uh, but it was just most of those things are not that easy. They're just spontaneous and,
yeah.
and just blowing it out.